Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. EDGAR LUNGU'S departure from PF creates succession debate. NAKACINDA pleads not guilty on a defamation of the president's charge. Join me with the details after this commercial.
Team, the trajectory of the business looks very positive, and it looks like we'll be able to launch the ministry.
There's so much data.
Mom.
Yes, baby.
It says here, global warming and climate change is caused by the pollution from careless activities of human beings.
Wow!
Son, do you know I can turn my phone into a TV remote?
How's that possible?
It's so easy. Check this out.
Be smart, be fast with mega data from Zamtel. Get your 15 GB mobile data for only 100 kwacha, 30 GB mobile data for only 200 kwacha, and your 70 GB LTE data bundle with free Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Visit our Facebook page, website, or service centers countrywide for more information. Zamtel, your digital lifestyle partner.
And other media news in detail. Some teachers recruited under the 2021 Teachers Recruitment Replacement Exercise have demanded answers from the government as to why they have not yet been put on the payroll. The teachers who stormed the Ministry of Education headquarters Monday morning have expressed disappointment at what they term as unfair happening in the Ministry of Education, where some teachers under replacement have been put on payroll, while other teachers who were generally recruited have been left out. And Ministry of Education says the reason why the 232 teachers have not been put on payroll yet is because government over-recruited the teachers from the actual 1,200 that were budgeted for.
They are representatives of about 232 teachers recruited under the Teachers Recruitment Exercise of 2021 but have not yet been put on the payroll. The teachers had Monday morning stormed the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Education seeking answers as to why they have not yet been put on the payroll, while 1,200 of their colleagues have been sorted. The teachers, who included persons with disabilities, are disappointed at the way their issues are being handled at the Ministry of Education and at the fact that some teachers under replacement have been put on the payroll, while them who were transparently recruited have been left out.
As we got employed in September 2021 teacher recruitment, but up to now we haven't gotten paid, but others are still getting paid. You see, you have 10 children, then you give 5 children. Then others you don't give them. Then what's that?
From the number that was put on payroll last month is about 1,220. Of that 1,220, we tried to do the matching the names which were put on payroll and those names which were published in the newspaper. But we discovered that a good number of people who were put on payroll last month were not part of the 1,432. For example, in Kawe, we've got about 5 people who are put on payroll and none of those people appear on the newspaper.
I have a degree at the University of Zambia, a correct degree. Imagine, I studied the FOA, but to be paid, to be put on salary scale, which is G scale, which stands for those who are on diploma, which is unfair also. And I'm a person with living with disabilities.
The teachers, while at the Ministry of Education, sought the audience of the Permanent Secretary, but were instead directed to see the Human Resource and one of the directors in charge of administration. After almost an hour of deliberation, the Ministry of Education has instead told the teachers that the matter is being addressed and says the delays are due to the fact that government only planned to recruit 1,200 teachers, but ended up recruiting 1,432 teachers.
We've met the HR and the director, and we've been told that they are aware of the issue, and that's what they are currently working on. Yes, so the meeting was successful. It was a success, and we've been assured that this issue will be resolved. Initially, the plan was to recruit the 1,200. Then the commission had to over-recruit. So they first dealt with the 1,200 and the 232, they are still working on it.
But with the response given by the Ministry of Education, some teachers are still not satisfied with the response given, as it does not address their concerns or give a time frame as to when they will be put on the payroll.
If they targeted the same 1,200, why is it that you find that someone who is at number 1 has not yet gotten paid, but someone who is at number 400 has gotten paid? So that's where we need a clarity. Which criteria are they using?
Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Opposition Patriotic Front Acting President Given Lubinda has clarified that he has not been appointed as party president because he does not have the authority to take over from former President Edgar Lungu without members holding a general conference to elect the new party leaders. Speaking to the media in Lusaka, Mr. Lubinda says United Party for National Development surrogates should not instigate intra-party fights. He adds that those trying to interpret the party constitution should not bother themselves but leave issues to the party members.
Following the pressure of him to resign from active politics, if is to continue enjoying the privilege of a former head of state, former President Edgar Lungu, who lost elections in the 12th of August 2021, has resigned from being the Patriotic Front party leader, with now leaving the Vice President Given Lubinda to remain the acting president of the party as the party awaits to hold its general conference. Several stakeholders, including some party members, however, state that it is illegal and against the PF constitution for Mr. Lubinda to perform the role of acting vice president of the party, citing Article 53 of their constitution. On Sunday, the Patriotic Front Central Committee appointed Mr. Lubinda as acting party president after Mr. Lungu stepped down. However, Mr. Lubinda says he has no authority to take over from Mr. Lungu without members holding a general conference to elect its new leader.
That even you surrogates of UPND, you know that the Patriotic Front is a strong party, and you were saying that this is a dead party. How come today you are interested in who is acting president for a corpse? Now they are writing stories and even trying to interpret our constitution. What manner of cheekiness is that? They must leave the matter of the political party called PF to members of the Patriotic Front. They must not confuse themselves on the provisions of Article 53, which says in the event of the removal of the President, the Secretary General acts. The President has not been removed. Please, for heaven's sake, the applicable article here, Mr. MacDonald Chipenzi, I want you to know, the applicable article is Article 54. President Edgar Lungu is still president of the Patriotic Front, albeit taking a back seat because the Constitution does not allow him to abdicate.
Meanwhile, Mr. Lubinda has urged party members to avoid violence during the Kawata parliamentary by-elections, despite receiving threats from the UPND.
We are grouping ourselves, and because of that, they are going to effect citizen arrest and whatever that means. As far as we're concerned, that is provocation of violence. But members of the Patriotic Front, please be wary of such threats. Don't be intimidated. And when you hear people threaten you like that, it means that they have already lost. Go into this as humble servants as we are. Let us make sure that we restore our honor and dignity for being what we were created to be, a people-based, people-driven political party.
Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
In other news, Kolima Tower Bus Station Management has dismissed claims of illegal collection of bus levies by alleged United Party for National Development cadres, stating that there is sanity within the bus station. Speaking to Camnet News, Kolima Tower Vice Chairman Mr. Christopher Nengole has attributed the allegation the political rivalry between the two main political parties. Meanwhile, UPND youth leadership who visited the bus station to assess the situation has urged the drivers to institute citizen arrest on anyone purporting to be UPND member, asking for money and hand them over to the police.
On Sunday, December 26, 2021, some drivers of Tower bus station in the company of the alleged UPND leaders made allegations on the cadreism in the bus station, said to destabilize the affairs of the station, among which being the collection of the illegal bus levies.
So cooperation foot. 9 months, 2 years nenkori.
To see anybody tomorrow collecting the monies, or else there will be total confusion. Because whatever they are doing, those guys, they're actually fighting the president, they are fighting the party UPND at large. The cadres from this group, they were actually attacked by those guys who are controlling, the cadres who are controlling the Matawa station. They arrested them. But the others, when they went just to try to get the medical report, they were not actually given. Not until they had to go and get the medical report from Central Police, as you can actually see without the medical reports.
The allegations have, however, shocked the station driver's management, who has Monday dismissed, saying the station has not tolerated any form of cadreism. Mr. Christopher Nengule, Tower vice chairman, told Camnet TV that the allegations do not project the truth, as the station has enjoyed the peace since the incoming of the new administration.
Because we know that some of them we are working with them. The president said, okay, working with everyone, but we impressed them. But the issue now is that they've started my issue to be honest, if they want us to act now, we can act more than that. Get my point? But my drivers, they get 10 drivers and go and masquerade as UPND people. No, we will not allow that. If it is a kumenyeka balipo, we can even bring them up. You can even recognize them. Not for anybody. So what you are telling them is that please let them respect themselves. It's a freedom. Pass a free HH. Me, I can tell you that HH side torture. Now if you were tortured,
drivers have also shared their position on the matter.
Previous maeza yonse yakumbuya driver senzo kudya chilimba matigera so abonse banafuna ongenesa munu as a bus drivers akulima tawo tichita enjoy na mwende tisebenzera nayi regime panena kwera. So as a driver mkatuona pa na kutakinga tambo yotakingako tilemekezewa.
After a random checkup, the United Party for National Development National Deputy Youth Spokesperson Phineas Pomolo has warned against the use of the name of the party in such political stance.
On record that people should stop masquerading as UPND officials. We as UPND officials, we have got organized structures. So people should not go on television station and masquerade as media, part of the media team of the UPND. That we are not going to tolerate. Next time we see people masquerading as such, we are going to make sure that we sue them for impersonating.
Meanwhile, UPND Deputy National Youth Chairperson in charge of politics and mobilization, Trevor Mwinde, has assured the drivers that the party has maintained its position of bringing about sanity in both markets and bus stations.
President His Excellency Akainde Ichirema and the local government minister bakambira to Port Tuba. So wanasiyepo aliyense banakamba kuti nkani zole tandale pano ni panchito siku office bantu babwera kuno bafuna samalira mu moyo yawo na abana bawo bazimai bawo. So iwe manje ugwere uyamboki tuvya tunje bantu bari kufikirira nchito zawo mungu ife monga ma leaders bachipani chamene chiruringa cha UPND tabulopezeka pakati kaimu tipuno siriza pokoso yamene ile tabaja PF.
It appears, contrary to the earlier position, that Tower bus station is enjoying the sanity as proved by drivers themselves. Alex Shimba, Camnet News, in Lusaka.
Patriotic Front's chairperson for media and publicity, Raphael NAKACINDA, has pleaded not guilty before the Lusaka Magistrate Court for defaming President Hakainde Hichilema. Mr. NAKACINDA, 43, is alleged to have on the 13th of December 2021 accused President Hichilema of summoning judges at his private residence, intimidating and coaching them to frustrate Patriotic Front legal battles. When the accused appeared before Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Dominic Makalachi denied the allegation leveled against him.
Opposition Patriotic Front Chairperson for Information and Publicity Raphael NAKACINDA made his second court appearance Monday morning at the Lusaka's Magistrate Court, where he pleaded not guilty to defamation of the president. The 43-year-old outspoken opposition politician is facing one count of defamation of the president, contrary to Section 69. He is alleged to have on the 13th of December 2021, while he was at the Lusaka's High Court ground, alleged that the head of state, Hakainde Hichilema, was summoning judges at his private residence, intimidating them and coercing them to frustrate PF legal battle, a case where 8 members of parliament were seeking a judicial review before the Lusaka High Court following the decision by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, to disallow them from taking part in parliamentary business.
One component that Binoculars has identified. When we were coming here, we were zooming over the weekend. Hakainde Hichilema is not sleeping. He has begun to summon judges to his house. To try and intimidate them or coerce them to advance an agenda to bring a one-party state in this country. As it were,
Mr. NAKACINDA, who appeared before Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Dominic Makalachi, denied the allegations that have been leveled against him. The accused, who is currently on bond, is expected to appear next before court on the 20th of January 2022 for his commencement of trial. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Media News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. EDGAR LUNGU'S departure from PF creates succession debate. NAKACINDA pleads not guilty on a defamation of the president's charge. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Compliments of the season. Good afternoon.